Messaging is an asynchronous technology which retries delivery of a message until it gets successful. In contrast, most of the applications use synchronous calls to call a sub-procedure or a remote procedure call. Here are the call semantics for a synchronous call and an asynchronous call. In synchronous call, the process A is the calling process which calls the process B, which is the sub-process or a sub-procedure, and the process A is blocked until it receives a response or an acknowledgement back from process B and continues to process after it receives the response or the results from process B. On the other hand, asynchronous communication uses send and forget approach. In this case, process A sends a message to process B and forgets and continues to process the other messages which process A has to process. And when process B processes this message and sends an acknowledgement, it uses a callback mechanism, and this can greatly improve the performance, but there are certain implications which we have to keep in mind. And the first implication is there is no more single thread communication happening. So when process A is executing, it sends a message to process B, then the process B executes or processes that message in another thread. So there are multiple threads. So this will make the debugging much more difficult when compared to asynchronous calls. The second implication is the process A sends a message to process B, and when process B sends an acknowledgement or sends a response from process B to process A, the process A should have some context in which that message is sent, and it should be able to correlate that message response with the original request that is sent. So this needs an additional thinking and designing implications to be kept in mind. Another implication or uh, or a trade-off when using asynchronous communication is the order in which the message gets processed is not uh, sequenced, which means that it executes in any order. When process A sends a message to process B and goes on to another work, then process B takes that message and starts processing it. And meanwhile, process A can send message 2 to process B and 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. So process B will execute in any order and not necessarily in the order it receives the message from process A. And this also adds to the complexity when designing asynchronous solutions.